So today we're going to be talking about seller objections and how to handle them. So let's start with what a seller objection is. A seller's objection is anything that they are saying, basically objecting to what you're there to do. If they don't want to work with you or they have some hesitation, it's all sorts of different things. It's hesitancy within their own realm, thinking of the what ifs, the what could be's, why should I work with you, so on and so forth. And today we're going to be talking about how to overcome them and what you can do to bolster yourself as a realtor. So in real estate, big part of knowing your job and knowing your profession is knowing what to say and how to make the seller or the client feel warm and welcome and want to work with you. So learning scripts, knowing scripts, practicing scripts, talking to your coach, talking to the wall, whoever will listen and have that conversation with you and role play is huge. The best way to get practice is to practice, because how you show up in practice is how you're going to show up in front of clients. So one of my favorite things to be asked by sellers is, are you willing to lower your commission? Or even better, I have a friend or a relative who's willing to do it for less money. Are you willing to lower your commission? And I say, no. Do you have any other questions? And oftentimes they'll look at me, and these are going to sometimes feel confrontational. That is okay. You're solidifying yourself as the professional who's going to get the job done. I don't lower my commission because in the absence of value is price. My goal is to add so much value and provide a luxury level of service. You are always thinking of me when it comes to real estate. Whether your friend is looking to buy or sell, whether a relative is looking to buy or sell, whether you're looking to buy or sell, I want to be top of mind. How do I do that? By providing value. Another thing that sellers may often say is, it's not really a good time, or we're going to wait to sell. And oftentimes it may very well be a very bad time to sell. In this current market in 2021, the market for sellers is great. You have to remember though, if you're selling and buying, the market you sell in is oftentimes the market you buy in. So it could be a very real thing for them. Now, if the market is great, what I'm going to do is drill down on their motivation. Why did they call me in the first place? Why did they agree to the meeting in the first place? There's always some sort of motivation that clients have on why they're wanting to sell, and always be reminding them of that. Maybe they want to be closer to a relative who lives out of state. Well, if you don't sell, how are you going to get over there? Well, we'll buy another house or we'll buy a condo. So are you able to carry 2 mortgages at a time? Is that realistic for you? Or they say, well, we're going to rent. And to which I'll reply, okay, so you're wanting to build someone else's equity over there instead of building your own. Is this move going to be a temporary thing or is it going to be a permanent thing? Let's talk about that. One thing I'm often asked is, not necessarily asked, but told is, well, you know, I think I'm going to sell for sale by owner. FSBO, it's a common phrase that we're all hearing, and it could be a great option for someone. If you're very well versed in selling and buying real estate, FSBO could be an option for you. If I'm talking to someone and they're considering selling FSBO, I'm going to ask them, what's your absolute bottom line that you have to have? And they'll tell me, and then I'll say, so by selling FSBO, you do run the risk of not achieving maximum price. Are you aware of that? Yeah, I know. It's a risk I'm willing to take. So not only are you going to take a reduction in price or less money in your pocket, but you're also going to have to offer out a buyer's agent commission. So is it really worth it? Or how much are you really saving here? Let's crunch the numbers. Let's really look at it. Then if that doesn't work, I get into what has to be disclosed. And I say, are you aware that you have to do X, Y, and Z plus so much more? Real estate is not just driving around going to lunches like it's portrayed in so many shows and movies and whatnot. And a lot of people don't realize we're transferring the disclosures over. We're doing a lot of the behind the scenes work that people don't know of. We're having the conversations of what is in the property, what upgrades have you done? Let's disclose that. The more you disclose now, the better off you'll be in the sale, the safer you can be. And if people don't know that, they kind of look at you and go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Some people even follow it up with, well, would you do it? Yes, I absolutely will do it. Here's my listing agreement. Another really common objection, and not necessarily an objection, but a lot of times it's used to buy some time, is, well, I'm going to think about whether or not I want to work with you. And that's totally fine. I don't want to pressure anyone, and I don't want to be that pushy person. We have to remember, we're being hired to handle usually the largest asset that someone has or owns or ever will have. So I can understand it. I totally get it. The one question I usually ask when this comment is made is, what's the one thing that would make you hire me on the spot today without a doubt? And they usually think about that, and sometimes they'll say, well, I don't know, I want to think about that. They'll do a lot of this and try and buy some time. Again, totally fine. You have to match the energy of your client that you're working with. So a lot of the times they'll say, well, I just need some more time to think about it, or, oh, I have to talk it over with my spouse. Great, fine. Spouse, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Talk it over with whoever you need to do. I'm going to be here and I'm going to show you that I can provide value to you and that I'm the right choice. How do I do that? By showing up, by knowing what I'm doing, and presenting myself as a professional. If you're newer in the industry, a lot of the times you'll go up against the comment, well, I'm looking for someone with a little more experience. I get it, I totally understand, I've been there, I can relate. What I'll do is I'll talk to them and I'll say, well, I passed the state's requirement to get my license, I've done the education, I'm aligned with professionals in the industry, I'm constantly learning every day, I've got a team of supportive people around me. What experience are you exactly looking for? And they'll usually say, well, I want someone who has sold or been in it a year, whatever it may be. You always have to be ready to respond with it. Respond correctly and not pushy. I'm looking for someone who's been in it at least 5 years. Well, someone who's been in it at least 5 years, they're not here in front of you. Have you talked to them? Because I'm here in front of you, ready, willing, and able to provide you the best service, a luxury level experience, and to get your goals accomplished. They'll usually say, a lot of hemming and hawing. And here's a really important thing. Sit there. Don't try and fill the void. Let the silence do the heavy lifting. That's a great tool and tactic that I have learned early on, and it works every single time. So one thing people might tell you is, I want to get full asking price no matter what, full list price no matter what. I don't care how long it takes, we'll wait it out. As the professional, I'm going to do everything to show them every possible aspect that can affect the sale. And I'm also going to come with prepared comps, because if your house is similar to one that just sold for $500,000 with similar upgrades, similar updates, similar floor plan, square footage, and the one a couple streets over sold for $700,000, but it's much more updated, your house isn't necessarily going to reach the $700,000 price point that you're seeking. If it's more similar to one at $500,000, you're a lot closer to $500,000 than you are $700,000. That is normally the case. Markets dictate what happens though. We don't make markets, we merely interpret them for our clients, and we do what we think works best. Staging it, showing it well, highlighting the upgrades that you've done, that's all something that we work on to get you top price, top asking price, but we can never guarantee that you're going to get way over asking or full price, because we don't dictate the market. I tell my clients all the time, if I had a crystal ball, I would be making a lot more money, and you would too. I would share the wealth with you. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm interpreting it as a professional who's working in it every single day. Here's what I can do for you. And if someone has a very realistic expectation, it's very important for you to know when you're not going to move forward with them. That's a huge part of working in this industry too. Know when to work with your clients and know when it's not going to go anywhere. When you're presenting a CMA or what you think will be the listing price, a fair range, a lot of the times clients may say, I'm not going to do anything to my house. Totally fine. When I go into it, I am assuming that it is with current trends. When I get there, I explain to them, this was done based off of this. With what's currently in place, you're probably looking at this range. So it could be adjusted based on the date of the upgrades of the house, of the updates. So if you have something that hasn't been remodeled for 30 years, it's outdated. If you have something that hasn't been remodeled for 15 years, it's outdated with current trends. Nothing against the sellers, it's just an interpretation of the market. And guess what? A house that is newly renovated, that is upgraded with all the latest things, is going to fetch the higher price tag. There is nothing that I can do about it. If you're wanting $750,000, whatever price that you are wanting, but you're not willing to put in the upgrades, I can't work with you like that, and we're meeting more so like this versus meshing like this. Again, very important to always mesh with your clients, but always be the forefront for them. Be the point person, be the professional, and really work to get them as much money as they're seeking. There's always going to be some sort of seller objection that comes up in your consultation with prospective clients. Your job is to practice your scripts, know how to enter it, match their energy, and talk with them. They're a human being, they're a person. Have a conversation with them. They're entrusting you to handle the largest financial asset of theirs, so they could be apprehensive. Work with them. Earn their business. Earn their trust. I tell my clients all the time, my job is to be on the forefront for you, working for you, and we can be friends after I do such a great job for you. Now, I really want to be friends with my clients after, so I'm going to make sure I do a really good job for them during the transaction. Thanks so much for tuning in. That was all about how to handle seller objections, what they are, how to overcome them, and earn their business and their referrals. Don't forget, referrals are a huge thing. Speaking of referrals, always remember Jordan Thorpe, Thorpe Ventures Realty Group with Keller Williams, your favorite Santa Cruz and Central Coast Realtor. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below with your thoughts. If you're interested in connecting, I'm more than happy to. Let's talk about real estate. Let's talk about a career in real estate. Again, like, follow, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and get ready for the next awesome video.